Hi, I'm Johnny Kolbeck, and I'm a senior here at UW-Madison.
And I'm Ethan Goodmanson, a junior here at UW-Madison.
And we're here on behalf of WiHST, the Wisconsin High-Speed Transportation Group. WiHST is a consortium of students, both undergrad and graduate, majoring in everything from business to economics to engineering, all with the collective goal of bringing high-speed transportation to the Midwest. Our vision is to make Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin into a smart city utilizing the benefits of high-speed transportation. The benefits of designing a city around a centralized transportation hub are far and wide, but a few of them include employee retention and hiring initiatives for employers like Foxconn. Another benefit is that by designing centers around these centralized hubs, you create a fast and efficient link to the rest of the Midwest and the world.
So how do we build and pay for a smart city?
By using value capture of the real estate, we are able to help pay for the infrastructure itself.
Mount Pleasant is located between the Chicago and Milwaukee metropolitan areas. With high-speed transportation, it's just a quick trip to Madison and Minneapolis, St. Louis, Detroit, and any other major Midwest city.
The real value in high-speed transportation comes from the real estate development.
There are many examples of this in Europe, Asia, and even in the United States. The Silver Line in Washington, D.C., though not high speed, is a perfect example.
The idea is to utilize the latest high-speed transportation technology in a multi-phase plan to eventually connect the entire Midwest through a series of transportation networks. The initial phase will utilize Japan Central Railway's N700I series train to create a high-speed rail line from downtown Chicago to Milwaukee and eventually Minneapolis-St. Paul. This train is capable of going up to 220 miles per hour, which would be by far the fastest train in the United States to date. It is also the safest form of ground transportation in the world. Later phases of this plan would utilize Hyperloop technology and technology from Japan Central's Chuo Shinkansen to magnetically levitate the trains, with top speeds of up to 375 miles per hour.
Today, the current station in the Wisconsin Valley is only served by 2 Amtrak trains a day. But it could become the central point where autonomous cars, high-speed trains, hyperloops, airplanes, bicycles, and pedestrians all come together.
The area surrounding the station will become a greenfield smart development site. This means that the area will emphasize smart, connected technologies and infrastructure such as microgrids and solar roofing tiles to ensure maximum efficiency and sustainability. While the development of the area is oriented around transportation infrastructure, the importance of pedestrian and bicycle traffic will not be ignored, and there will be numerous green spaces for residents of the area to enjoy. Within the development, real estate tax abatement will help pay for the station and the surrounding areas. Moving on to the financials, we can take a look at different financial models from other transportation projects. Passenger revenue pays for the rail or Hyperloop operations and infrastructure. Real estate value capture will pay for the capital costs and will also reduce the risk of underperforming transportation revenues and increase affordable housing options in the area.
The result is a transportation network built with a return on investment to private investors and fuller payment to the government.
As far as funding sources go, we will model our project off the All Aboard Florida and Texas Central Railways projects that are going on currently around the country. Low-interest bonds from the Japanese government will help pay for the rails and the tracks. In fact, Prime Minister Abe has already promoted this idea within the Trump administration in 2017 and gotten their approval. Technology transfer will occur from Japan Central Railways. Activity interest bonds will help pay for the development of the station and the surrounding areas.
Corporate convertible debt from venture capital sources will also be used. There will also be tax incremental financing, which is essentially a transfer in value from Mount Pleasant, who already owns the land, and repaid through real estate taxes. There will also be miscellaneous grants and awards for the initial startup.
Now, when we look beyond the station, we can look at actually paying for the smart city through the use of real estate tax revenue that could come from the station complex. That tax revenue could be used to pay for buildings within the city's infrastructure. Just to look at a revenue comparison, tax revenue today is virtually $0, while the tax revenue in 20 years could be upwards of $16 million annually, and that's just for the station and the development of the station property alone.
The real estate tax revenue could lower residents' tax rates, give state, county, and city the ability to attract other businesses due to the low tax rates and incentives, and help finance schools, colleges, universities, and innovation centers. Ultimately, this would help to create the Wisconsin Valley and help Wisconsin become the central hub of innovation in the Midwest.
And that concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for your time, and please feel free to reach out to us for any questions you may have.
And just remember, it's not about transportation, it's about transformation.
Think again.